Here are some sections or focal points in Government Inspector that you could work on in classes or in rehearsals. Bobchinksy and Dobchinsky. This section starts on page 15, at the start of scene 2. I would end this section at the bottom of page 18, where the mayor says, "Why did no one tell me?" This is a quick and quirky section where Bobchinksy and Dobchinsky are informing the mayor about the suspected inspector. The postmaster has one line here which could be easily cut if you only have 3 performers. Explore the pace and energy of the text and Bobchinksy and Dobchinsky's physicality and physical relationship with one another. Are they close and tactile with one another, or are they at opposite sides of the room? I'd stop this section where I've suggested before more characters start interjecting. This bit works really well in a 3 or a 4. Mayor's Orders. This speech by the mayor is on page 22 at the end of scene 2. Have one performer playing the mayor and focus on the specificity and clarity of the instructions to the town's officials. You could expand this speech to make it an ensemble moment and have them physicalise his directives. Or you could create a tableau image for each instruction, making this speech much more visual. Consider using the whole space as if creating the whole town all at once. The Mayor and the Superintendent. One of the first proper duologues in the play is in Act 1, Scene 3, between the Mayor and the Superintendent. I think this scene has one of the funniest moments in the whole play in it, where the Mayor remembers that he diverted the funds away from the church and only built a wall instead. Osip's Lament. This speech is on page 28, Act 2, Scene 1. In it, Osip, who is Khlestakov's servant, speaks to the audience about the pain and suffering of his job. It has certain resonances of Lancelot Gobbo's speech in The Merchant of Venice, which might actually work as a nice companion piece to work on alongside it. Consider what clues David Harrower uses in Osip's language to suggest his accent and his class. Khlestakov's Lament. This is on page 33 in Act 2, Scene 2. Here, Khlestakov bemoans his situation, his hunger, and his dream of impressing his father. There's lots of fun to be had with the voices of the characters that he impersonates. Also, this is one of the rare times in the play that we see him suffering and not putting on an act. There's a honesty and a carefreeness to his delivery here because he's not yet pretending to be the government inspector. Khlestakov and the Mayor. This is Act 2, Scene 4 on page 37, and the pivotal point of the play where the mayor meets Khlestakov and mistakes him for the government inspector. There's lots to explore here. The uncertainty of both characters, the confusion, the calculating of who the other person is and what they want. Also, find the moment where Khlestakov realises who the mayor thinks he is, and then he starts to impersonate a government inspector. If you wanted to make this a duologue, you could easily cut out the small interjections from Dobchinsky and Bobchinksy. I would end this section at the top of page 43, just before the waiter enters. Khlestakov's Megalomania. This is the second half of Khlestakov's speech, which climaxes to the end of Act 1. I'd start at the bottom of page 60 at "I live for literature," cut out the interjections and power through to page 63 until everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. This is a huge speech and a massive undertaking for any actor, but it has loads and loads to explore. Consider his progressive drunkenness throughout the speech, how he becomes consumed by his own story, how he grows into the life he paints for himself and starts living that lie. How he uses the space. Does he start seated and end dancing? Does he move freely? Does he stand on the furniture? Does he interact with those listening? Act 4, Duologues. These 5 duologues that make up the majority of Act 4 are great to work on individually. The officials of the town take it in turns to visit Khlestakov and offer him bribes. Lyapkin Tyapkin, the judge, is first, then the postmaster, then Klopov, the director of schools, then Zemlyanica, the charity commissioner, and finally Bobchinksy and Dobchinsky as a trialogue. The Shopkeepers. Act 4, Scene 9 on page 86 sees the town shopkeepers visit Khlestakov to complain about and denounce the mayor's rule. This is a great group scene for 6 actors playing the 6 shopkeepers. Explore their voices, their physicalities, and think about what they sell and how they behave. Do they work in a tiny bookshop? Or do they sell fruit and vegetables by furiously shouting all day at a market? Maria and Khlestakov. This is Act 4, Scene 11 on page 91. Here, Khlestakov attempts to woo Maria. You could end this section at the bottom of page 93 before Anna enters, or let the duologue become a trialogue by continuing on until halfway down page 96, just before the mayor re-enters. Mayor's Proclamation. This large speech is in Act 5, Scene 1, starting on page 99 and ending at the top of page 101. You can easily cut out Anna's interjections here if you need to, which makes it a cohesive monologue. I'd end this section after "Wait your arsing turn, ha ha ha." This is an ugly and arrogant speech by the mayor, where he chastises the town and gloats about his glorious future. There are of course further group scenes and longer sections where more characters enter and exit. These focal points that I've picked are simpler, standalone choices that you could work on straight out of the box, so to speak. And that's Focal Points in Government Inspector. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, please give it a like. Do check out these other videos and subscribe. And if you want to support what I do on the channel, you can click on the link in the video description. All the best.